Welcome everyone back to weekly weather updates, and in today's video we'll have a look at the latest from the live radar, the weather warnings, the UK Met Office precipitation and temperature, and then we'll go through the longer term outlook with the GFS, GM, ECMWF, GFS and ECMWF Ensembles. Now at the moment we do have a lot of wintry weather around. Winter is actually arriving for the first time in quite a while, with quite cold temperatures, very cold wind chill, and quite frequent wintry showers across the north and the west. Weather warnings are in force, and we'll have a look at those in a minute for ice, snow, and wind. But it's just generally going to be quite a seasonal, wintry feel over the next couple days. So do remember, if you enjoy my videos, make sure you like and subscribe. And remember to follow on Twitter as well, the link's in the description. Also do remember to sign up for channel membership if you are interested. Tomorrow I am releasing my first bit of exclusive content for channel members. I'm launching a podcast for the channel membership. It is going to go out to all tomorrow morning, and then it will become exclusive channel membership on every Wednesday, and then it will also be released to general public with advertisements on a Friday. So do check that out tomorrow, and do sign up for channel membership if you are interested. So we now first have a look at what is going on with the live radar. You can see quite a lot of blue on the charts for the first time in quite a while. A lot of snow showers in the north of Scotland, Northern Ireland, parts of the Republic of Ireland, Wales, and parts of the west in general. Now you can see the cold front that's now across Europe, and that had delivered a few flakes, even out into the London area where I am. I actually did see a few flakes earlier today, which was a bit of a pleasant surprise. I did say there was potential for a bit of back edge snow, and we did see it for quite a few locations. Did see quite a few reports, which was nice that some people actually saw some proper winteriness for the first time in a while. However, the main risk, of course, is across the north and the west. If we start in Wales and the southwest, you can see quite a few showers pushing in. You can see they are a range of blue and green, so rain and snow. Most of these will be of wintry nature. Blues most likely snow. Some of these down in the far southwest, of course, snow over higher ground, but to low-lying areas still could fall as snow, but could be more of a wintry mix, hail, graupel, sleet mixed into it. Across Wales and the northwest, did highlight in yesterday's video, there's potential for some accumulations here, because if you get a train of showers, the sort of the Cheshire Gap, showers moving in, we could see some accumulations over the higher ground. Again, will be very localised. It's just an area we need to watch. No warnings in force for that. Also across the Republic of Ireland, Northern Ireland, quite a few showers packing in now, mainly wintry and snowy inland. Towards the coast, more of a wintry mix, maybe a bit of rain. And of course, the main risk is across the north of Scotland, close to the centre of the low, which is over Scandinavia, piling in these snow showers. Now you can see right on the coast it is rain. However, you go a little bit inland to get any elevation, and it's readily falling as snow. And I've heard quite a lot of stories of significant accumulations currently over Scotland, and even some down into northern England as well, as that cold front moved through last night. So we are seeing some pretty decent wintry weather here. Now it's only going to last a few days before we see some more westerly low pressure patterns come in. However, there is going to be quite a lot of cold air around, so we could be in for quite a wintry week across parts of the north, over higher ground especially. Now, if we do have a look at the weather warnings, they haven't changed too much, but we still have a snow and ice warning, and yellow warning across Scotland. The snow and ice warning is probably the most significant warning. It's from earlier today until 9 a.m. tomorrow. Again, showers accompanied by strong winds will become increasingly frequent and wintry through Tuesday to all levels, before dying away Wednesday morning. Below 100 metres, accumulations are most likely to be temporary and slushy. Above 200 metres, so moderate hills, 2 to 5 centimetres likely, with 10 to 15 centimetres possible. 50 to 60 miles per hour winds, temporary blizzard conditions. Again, we covered that yesterday. Got a new warning though, ice warning across parts of Northern Ireland. Icy stretches likely to fall, as of course you see those wintry showers across Northern Ireland. We could see 1 to 3 centimetres of settling snow at 200 metres, and some wintriness to low-lying areas could freeze overnight, and we could see some icy stretches. One thing I do want to emphasise is that for all areas, it's going to be quite an icy evening tonight and through tomorrow night as well. So even though if you haven't seen many wintry showers and just saw some of the precipitation from that cold front, and even if you've just got a bit of standing water and puddles from previous rainfalls over the last 5 days, it is likely to become slick and icy. So I do want to get that out. Even if you're not in a yellow ice warning, there still could be some treacherous ice patches out there. So do make sure you do stay tuned out for that. So keep watch out for any ice patches. Again, same warnings through tomorrow. We have a new warning for Friday for snow and ice in the north and the west. Again, it's for a lot of convection coming in off the west, polar maritime air mass through Friday, and once again, frequent sleet and snow showers may lead to some difficult driving conditions and disruption to travel. Again, Friday morning, only for 10 hours, so you could be waking up to quite a wintry scene potentially on Friday in these areas. Frequent wintry showers arriving from the west overnight Thursday into Friday are likely to lead to a fresh covering of snow for areas above 200 metres, mainly around 2 to 5 centimetres, possibly as much as 10 centimetres over high ground, so significant snow potentially in a few areas. Falling snow below this level may cause some temporary slushy accumulations, which then may refreeze and cause dangerous icy patches where skies remain clear overnight Friday. These showers will increasingly turn to rain and sleet at low levels through Friday morning before steadily easing from the west during the afternoon ahead of an area of rain and milder conditions. High likelihood, lower impacts. It's going to be a lot of chop and changing air masses from around Thursday, Friday, Saturday time. Some colder and milder air masses coming through at times, so it could be quite a mixed picture across the north. It could be suddenly 5 or 6 degrees with rain, and then give it a few hours, could be freezing and snow. So yeah, a lot of chop and changing in the north. In the south, it's most likely going to be pretty chilly, but any wintriness will exclusively be, I think, over the north and the west, especially again over hills and maybe to low-lying areas, as these warnings say, for a period of time, and again most likely to be slushy accumulations. Now, if we do have a look at the UK Met Office run, have a look at what is going to be happening with those showers. Now, if we do go to this evening, you can see a lot of snow showers packing into those areas. A lot over northern Scotland, Northern Ireland, parts of Republic Island, Wales and the northwest, and a few into the far southwest as well. This is going to continue through tonight, and that's why I said there's potential that the skies clear tonight, temperatures fall quite widely. Where these showers do come into frozen surfaces, we could see a lot of icy stretches and maybe some snow fall in a few spots. Those showers will slowly ease through tomorrow morning. You'll see a few showers in Wales in the northwest, parts of northern Scotland, but they will ease as we have a weather front pushing in from the west, bringing milder air for Thursday. However, be snow on its leading edge, especially over higher ground of northern England, Scotland and Wales as well. Low-lying areas more likely to be maybe starting a little bit of snow before turning readily to rain. Beyond that, though, we see colder air mass push through it. As we'll have a look with the temperatures in a minute, there's really a very small wedge of milder air with this rain, for it readily turns much colder behind it, and that's why we're seeing a lot of frequent snow showers in the west, and that's why we have this warning for Friday morning. You can see all these snow showers, even some coming quite far inland across southern England. So again, Friday morning, you couldn't rule out seeing wintry showers pretty much anywhere from central England westwards. Again, we'll have to keep an eye on it as a good few days away, but a lot of snow showers and wintry showers around across Ireland, Scotland, northern England, Wales and southern England as well. Those will, as the Met Office warnings say, die out through Wednesday before another weather front pushes through for Saturday. Quite heavy rain pushing through, so it's going to be pretty miserable conditions for Saturday morning and for the afternoon for once again more wintry mix returns. Again, looks like mostly over higher ground, but again, can't rule out low-lying areas before rain looks like it's pushing in from the southwest once again. Now, if we do have a look at the max temperatures, what that is showing, you can see this evening is going to rapidly drop in temperatures. By the time you're seeing this, it could be widely around freezing in many spots. And you can see tonight, some areas are going to hover around 1 degree, but many areas are going to drop below freezing. And tomorrow morning, widely below freezing across Southern Ireland, Northern England, Scotland, and many areas across England and Wales around freezing, maybe 1 or 2 degrees either side. So icy stretches, very possible. Throughout tomorrow, highs really are going to be maybe 3, 4, 5 degrees for a couple hours around 1-2 p.m. before readily dropping away as sun sets. And you can see temperatures widely dropping down to -2, 3 degrees across many parts of England, Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland, but western parts of Republic of Ireland, milder temperatures pushing in. Widely going to be the coldest night we've had for quite a while. Widespread frost and could be some quite harsh, cold conditions out there. For our Thursday morning, still bitterly cold, especially in the east. Temperatures may be rising in the afternoon to maybe 4 or 5 degrees for that milder wedge of air pushes in. You can see the max temperatures in it only sort of 7, 8, 9 degrees. Before behind it, temperatures drop widely to freezing once again for Friday evening. And once again, through Friday afternoon, still only 3 or 4 degrees, really quite chilly. And overnight Friday into Saturday, another widespread frost potentially in the east. But by the time most people wake up around 8-9 a.m, temperatures are going to be on the rise quite quickly as we have a milder sector pushing in before another colder sector pushes in, which could drop temperatures down once again. So as I said, a lot of chopping and changing with temperatures over the next sort of 5 days. A lot of colder conditions, but at times there will be milder conditions coming in for a few hours with these weather fronts, just tiny wedges of milder air. And as we have a look at the GFS run in a minute, you'll see those milder wedges coming in. So if we do now have a look at the GFS run, seeing what's happening over the next 2 weeks or so. Now, you can see at the moment we've got a northerly wind moving in with a brief ridge of high pressure in the North Atlantic over Iceland, which is allowing this northerly wind. Frost are going to be forming quite widely, as I said, over Wednesday. So we've got ridge of high pressure for westerly winds push back in. But you can see with the upper air temperatures, a brief wedge of milder air for real cold air does push back in once again, and then we see a bit of a flip-flop of milder, colder sectors over the weekend before we see quite a big mild sector move through by Tuesday. And now we're seeing quite a recurring theme for high pressure to build in over the course of early next week. Now this is going to be a very interesting feature, as we thought maybe a few days ago it could go out to Scandinavia, but you see it doesn't quite hold on, and it just sort of sits over the UK until day 10. At day 10, this is where big uncertainty comes into play. All models around day 7 to day 10 have this high pressure building in. But it's what happens with it. As we see with the GFS run, it's trying to get northwards, trying to form northern blocking and trying to pull northerly winds. And you can see it does it for a period of time, the GFS, before toppling away and has another go there right towards the end of the run, but it's getting flattened by the jet stream. So it is going to be a bit of a battleground. High pressure trying to edge northwards, because of the sort of the colder climate drivers we have at the moment, trying to introduce blocking, but the strong jet stream is trying to break it down. So it's going to be what happens between that, whether high pressure wins out or the jet stream wins out. That's going to be the big thing in the longer term for the middle third of January. If we do see the high pressure sitting over the top of us, it could be quite murky, chilly conditions, and I'd hope it does ridge a bit further northwards and we can see some fresher, maybe colder conditions return as well. No massive signs of anything wintry at this stage, but if that proper block of high pressure over the top of the UK does get further northwards, then we could be in for an interesting second half of January. But it all does depend on what happens with the jet stream. As I said, things can change very, very quickly. But at this stage, the one guarantee we have is sort of the next 5 days of sort of flip-flopping of conditions before high pressure firmly takes control early next week. And if we do have a look at the GEM run and see how that does sort of get to that higher pressure, you can see once again, westerly winds coming in, flip-flopping temperatures with quite a few cold air masses moving in. And then as we head towards the start of next week, around Tuesday time, you see high pressure firmly in control, and once again you see it trying to ridge northwards, trying to raise heights to our north, but not quite coming off. And once again you see it trying to retrogress up towards Greenland, and you'd hope if it does take control, you'd see this low pressure system to the south of Greenland, cold air plunge southwards. But as we saw with the GFS run, it had a good couple goes before getting flattened by these low pressure systems and the jet stream. So as I said, it will really depend on the jet stream, whether the jet stream allows this amplification to take place with these high pressure systems trying to budge northwards, but the jet stream trying to keep things more flat and westerly. Going to be the big uncertainty over the next few weeks. Got to stay tuned to what happens with this. Now, if I have a look at the ECMWF, see how that does compare. Again, very similar over the next few days, with flip-flopping of colder air masses. And then right towards day 10, we do build in higher pressure. Doesn't have a go at building it northwards, but at this stage, it's just reasonably cold with an inversion under that higher pressure. And you can have a look at the air mass. It is pretty mild, in fact, but as I said, there'll be a bit of an inversion. And we'll have to see whether this does have a go at building northwards. Now, the one thing that we do got to keep an eye on is the ECMWF Ensembles, because this does show it very well what the ensembles are showing in the longer term, whether there is any hints of it pushing northwards and being successful at staying further northwards. Now, if we are out to day 7, because it's pretty firm up until day 5, you can see most of the runs still have low pressure trying to push in. This high pressure trying to influence the UK, centre over the UK, but up to our northeast as well. That's why we saw these hints of Scandinavian high, because it's building in, but jet stream is going to try and hold it off. Beyond that, towards day 10, we see different scenarios starting to come out. We have 20, high pressure over the top of the UK, trying to ridge towards Scandinavia, would be a bit of an easterly flow there. Another 17, again, ridging towards Scandinavia, once again, a bit of an easterly flow. Another 14 have centre over the top of the UK. That's what the operational run will be going for, and you can see generally things are still chilly in the south, but maybe a bit more westerly in the north. As the high pressure isn't getting quite as far northwards, but the majority of ensemble members are going for a Scandinavian high sort of pattern. Not bitterly cold by any means, because we're still under the centre of the high, so not a lot of mobility in air masses. So it'll be chilly, but it won't be bitterly cold by any means. So we'll have to keep an eye, of course, on that. Beyond that, if we go to 300 hours, we see it all change. Low pressure budging that Scandinavian high, that high pressure out of the way. Retrogression. High pressure from 22 of the runs, trying to build up towards Greenland and trying to introduce northerly winds. Another 20 of high pressure out of the mid-Atlantic, and extending over the UK, more of a northeasterly wind, and another 9 high pressure getting more towards Greenland and more of a cold northwesterly to northerly wind. So all runs showing this higher pressure getting into the mid-Atlantic, trying to push towards Greenland. Now it is an extended range, but considering most of the ensemble members, if not all ensemble members, are showing this similar pattern, I think it's pretty consistent within all the models that this is what's looking, what they're looking to do, what the high pressure is looking to do in the longer term. Now, if we finally, for the ECMWF ensembles, go right out to 360 hours, 19th of January, you can see none of the ensemble members have been completely successful at getting a massive high pressure block in the north. You see 22 in control run, have it in the mid-Atlantic towards Iceland. Still a chilly northerly wind, but not bitterly cold. But it could still be cold enough for wintry conditions again, but we'll have to see, of course, the details of that near the time. Another 20 of that high pressure just over the top of the UK, extending towards Scandinavia, would be dry, would probably be chilly, but nothing too crazy with that. And another 9, similar to the 22 at the start, maybe a bit more extensive blocking further northwards, again with a northeasterly wind. Again, you'd expect the jet stream to be riding over this, so we would still see potentially milder incursions at times, but with a more northerly jet stream diving southward towards the UK, it could always make things interesting, because you would expect within this lobe of low pressure there to be bitterly cold air. So again, we'll have to see, of course, how it does play out. But at this stage, not expecting anything too crazy, but of course things can change, and we'll just have to keep an eye on how it does evolve. Definitely interesting signs. Doesn't look like it's going to be a massive westerly wind fest over the next few weeks. High pressure definitely does look like it's going to be trying to come back in control and try to ridge northwards over the next sort of 10 days or so. Now, if we finally have a look at the GFS Ensembles, we can only have a look at the midnight run, as there's a bit of a upstream sort of delay with the GFS ensembles. Some of the actual computer models, it's not quite come out yet for the 6Z or 12Z, so it's a bit of old data, but it's only 12 hours old, so it's not too out of there. You can see over the next sort of 5-6 days, pretty chilly. Even those milder air masses that are pushing through are going to be around average, so not particularly mild at all. And then we see a big mild sector pushing as another low pressure system moves in, and then another colder sector, but not massively cold by any means. And then we see a decent rise in upper air temperatures with a complete drop in precipitation, and that's where the high pressure is building in. You can see most of the ensemble members, symbolic of that very little amount of precipitation, are showing that high pressure moving in. And then the longer term, that's where the uncertainty really builds in, from around 12th, 13th, 14th of January onwards. Of course, still things can change up until then, but there's quite a firm signal out for high pressure to build in. You can see quite a few ensemble members are going pretty chilly, some going really cold, and that will be that high pressure trying to ridge further northwards and westwards, and we're seeing northerly or easterly flows moving in with colder air. Similarly, though, other runs staying it milder, of course, with the high pressure sitting over the top of the UK, but by no means guaranteed colder spell with this high pressure, but it just shows you there are still routes there through January. Even though it is looking like the jet stream is very powerful at the moment, the ensemble members are showing that there definitely is routes to cold potential over the next 10 to 14 days. And it's something we just got to keep an eye on. Things can flip very, very quickly. And of course, in a day or two time, we could be looking at a majority of the ensemble members going bitterly cold. So we'll have to see how it does play out, of course. But at this stage, cold weather to contend with over the next 5 days, then milder, drier weather coming in by the start or middle of next working week, and then what happens to that high pressure is the big uncertainty. One thing why we're pretty sure that high pressure building in, look at the sea level pressure, majority of the ensemble members are going high pressure. Pretty much all of them are getting above 1,020 millibars, if not getting up towards 1,030 millibars on the majority of them, which is firm high pressure. If we have a look at dew points, which is another good indication, you can see rising dew points towards the 10th, 12th of January, more Atlantic and milder air, and then in the longer term, quite a drop in dew points to around freezing, if not below freezing, and that's of course more continental or northerly airflows would cause that colder dew points, because generally Atlantic air, unless it's these really cold polar maritime air masses that we could be seeing, majority of the time it's between 0 and 5 degrees for dew points, even if it is colder air. So looking like in the longer term the ensemble is definitely favouring more of a northerly or easterly airflow, but whether it's bitterly cold, that is the question, and whether it does hold on, of course. New snow depth spikes, just have a look at that. Maybe potentially a few snow showers over the next couple of days, and then maybe once again by Friday, but nothing too massive, and then in the longer term, some coming back in. So it is looking reasonably chilly, cold, seasonable over the next 5 days with some snowfall, especially in the north and west. Beyond that, high pressure coming back in, and then big uncertainties are at play. Definitely not looking like a massive pest from the west pattern, but things can change, of course, and we'll have to keep an eye on it. So anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure you stay tuned to the videos, podcast, of course, tomorrow, and the weather warnings, as there are, of course, severe impacts potentially from some weather over the next few days. And I'll see you again for another video soon.